I'm going in to win and knock 'em out. Brandi. I'm going in to win and coming out. Brandi. I'm talking about mayhem and chaos.
Welcome to another episode of Shout of Brandi. I'm your host, Brandi. Now this guest really doesn't need an introduction. He's been taking people to the Hall of Fame for over a decade. He's the world's strongest man. No one else can say that. I think you know where I'm going with this. He's one of the leaders of the community outreach team now at AEW. Please welcome Mark Henry. Mark, what's going on?
I'm
What's
good,
going
I'm
on?
good. Oh my God.
I'm so excited to have you in the kitchen because people don't seem to know this. Mark, I didn't know this. Mark is a bit of a chef of sorts.
I am. I grew up cooking. My mother was a chef, and it's like one of the most relaxing, calming things that I do.
It's so fun.
You know, it's like I got a whole procedure though that I have to go through. I gotta have my club towel, what they call club towel. You know, you go to the club dancing.
Oh, you need a club towel. Okay.
'Cause I sweat a lot. I gotta have my water.
Well, I got the water for you at least. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have a club towel. Here you go. He's already getting into that onion, but okay, while you're getting into that onion.
We can do multiple things.
Yes, we
I'm
can.
A multitasker.
I love a multitasker. Love that. What we're gonna make, because Mark suggested, I said, Mark, what do you like to drink? He said an elderflower spritzer, which this man, I would think he would say Jack and Coke, you know, or whatever. Nope, elderflower spritzer. So that's what we're gonna do. So we got a little white wine here. I've got a Pinot Grigio. I thought it was a Pinot Gris.
Yeah.
It's not as fancy. And I'm real healthy with, you know, the amounts of things that I use. So Mark's also not a big drinker, so this might be a little bit of a rude awakening for him.
Oh yeah.
So we've got a little Saint Germain elderflower liqueur, and it
it.
just smells great.
And not only does it smell good, it stays on the palate
It's aromatic.
for a long time.
Yeah,
Like you'll love it.
it's gonna be refreshing. I went a little hard with it. It's fine, we're good. And so we're gonna shake, and then we're gonna top off with club soda to give us our spritz content. So we're gonna let Mark take the reins. We're doing jambalaya today. I've never made it before. He is a big fan of Cajun cooking.
Yeah, grew up in Southeast Texas, the Beaumont, Port Arthur, Orange area, and you know that is Cajun country.
So you done chopped up that onion. What do you need from me? You want me to put some olive oil? I got the olive oil. You want me to get that in the pan here?
Yes, ma'am. We
Should
can
I
get like
be on
a
a
low
heat?
temperature,
Okay.
so we don't have any smoking.
Feel good there?
A little bit more.
A little more.
Oh yeah, that covered the pan.
All right.
Good job.
We real.
Garlic is a little bit different when you cut it because you want to make sure that you cut it thin enough. Not, you know, you don't need a razor blade like they do in the movies.
How did you start doing strongman competitions? How do you go from Silsbee, Texas?
Well, strongman was the third element of strength sports that I did. I started off powerlifting. At 14, 15, I became the junior world champion. So I was really, really blessed. But that's all I ever wanted to do as a little kid was lift weights.
Yeah.
So my mom bought me weights at 11, so I was pretty prepared already. I was 4 years into my training.
Oh my gosh.
So moving right along, the Olympic Committee called notice of me. I transitioned from powerlifting to Olympic weightlifting, which is the overhead sports and the ones that are in the Olympics. And I caught on to it in 10 months. I qualified for the Olympic team. Of course, after that, the pro wrestling world started to notice me because I used to say all the time that I was a big wrestling fan.
So who found you? Like who was your discovery committee? Because I feel like everybody has a discovery.
You know, Jim Ross had a lot to do with it.
Okay.
But he brought me up to Vince McMahon, and Vince wanted to know, well, you know, like, how does that going to translate to pro wrestling? And Jim said, you need to see him and meet him because the guy's, kind of colorful, which means short for being a clown. The first conversation, I get this call. I think it's one of my friends joking with me, and it's Vince.
Oh my goodness.
And I say, yeah, right, Wes, and I hang up on him. And I get a call back from my coach and my manager, and he's like, hey, did you hang up on Vince McMahon? And I was like,
whoops.
That was him for real? And he was like, yeah, how about you take his call? And I was like, all right. I was like, my bad. We're not gonna use all this onion.
Okay.
I just chopped all this onion for nothing. Let the garlic and the onion get a little translucent, and then you'll know. Now we can put a little bit of this.
Ooh.
And let me explain.
Tell me what we got.
I make my own seasonings, and I've been doing that since I was young. My mom used to do it. Just learning Cajun spices was always good. You have to, a little bit goes far. We're gonna add some more as we go.
Do you have any Cajun roots?
I do. My dad, all of them are from Opelousas, Louisiana, and my Aunt Edie and my dad were the two people that cooked the most. And, they just really introduced me to the Cajun cooking. But my mom was like, I like gumbo, I like this, I like etouffee, I like jambalaya. I was a mama's boy, so that's how I learned how to cook, because my mom was like, always in the kitchen cooking and stuff, and I wanted to be with her.
All right, so we got some celery.
So now, I told you and Cody when I found out that y'all was gonna have a baby, I was like, I can't wait for y'all to have the experiences that my wife and I have had. It is awesome.
So I know Jacob is doing big things in technical wrestling.
Yes, amateur wrestling.
Yeah. So what is Joanna into?
Joanna is basketball right now. But Joanna is she's that kid that can, whatever she tries, she can do.
She's good. Yeah.
I bought her one of those hoverboard things.
Oh yeah.
She never touched it before.
And she was just
2 hours later, she's doing tricks. You see this precise measuring?
Precise.
Yeah.
So precise.
So precise.
Cody, this would kill Cody. He gets so mad at me because I won't look at recipes. Well, I do sometimes. If I don't know what I'm doing, I'll look at a recipe.
Right, if you've done it 100 times.
Exactly, but he gets so mad about that. He's like, do you have all the right ingredients? And I'm like, leave me alone.
When was the last time he came in and cooked the family meal?
He came, no.
Then you can't even listen to him.
He can make eggs, bacon, and toast. That's kind of where he lives.
The shrimp will be the last thing that we put in.
Okay, I'm just getting the tails off of them because I don't want them. But you can leave the tails, right?
You can leave the tails. A lot of people, they use the tails as handles. Hand me that, man. Hand me that machine. Yeah, boy. Ooh, yeah. Now let me turn that back because that look expensive. All right, we got that simmered down. We don't have to add any.
Simmer down now.
Let's add this stock.
What do we do with the rice? Do we wait till it's
No,
boiling?
we're gonna wait till it gets to a boil.
Okay.
And the thing with rice, and it's a misconception about rice. Oh, you gotta put the rice in and you have to stir it. You really don't. You can put the rice on, get it to a boil, put the rice in, stir it just to get it incorporated, and put the lid on and leave it alone.
One of the things, one of the charm elements to Shot of Brandy is that we put a little bit of alcohol in everything we make. Is it gonna bother you if I put a little bit of that Pinot in here?
No.
Let's do it.
Not at all. We can put the shrimp in now.
Let's do it.
Well, I'll let you do it.
I'll go.
Stand back.
Tell me when to stop, because I know you probably don't want all this.
You gotta save some for Cody, just so
For
he can.
his jumbo shrimp.
Little snack.
What's the most exciting thing to you right now about wrestling?
Watching people develop. I had a talk with Dante Martin about being more expressive and not holding back. And Dante, in a matter of a week, he did something different. And then the next week, he did something else different. Dante, I'm really excited about. I think that in the next 2 years, he'll be the guy.
Yeah, he's
Just
great.
because of how athletic and how fluid he is.
Look at that rice. I'm so hungry,
You
Mark.
got the right amount too.
So you said we stir it up, just
Stir
incorporate
in,
it,
get
and then
incorporate
cover
it, get it underneath that liquid.
And then how long do we cover for?
It's gonna be about 15 more minutes now. Brandi, you found out, one of my hidden things, like what I, cooking, what I like to do. Like, tell me something I don't know about you.
You know what people probably don't know about me? That's probably the biggest shock, at least to me it was, how into being a mom I am. Like, the minute she came, just everything changed. Like, everything is about her. Cause she's like so cool. Like, I love everything related to her is just the most fun ever.
I mean, she did feel your heartbeat every day for
Right. And she
9
put me
months.
through hell for 9 months. I was sick every day.
I read every book. I read All About Boys was like my favorite one because it talked about the troubles that boys get into and the troubles you're gonna have with boys over girls.
So my favorite memory of Jacob was, and he probably had to be 7 or something, like he was not an old child. Yeah, like he was a young child. We're on the bus.
When it's still cute.
Right, going to Hall of Fame, and the Bella twins were on, and so he starts talking to Nikki, and he starts trying to have like a quiet conversation with her, so I tuned in on it, and he's like, hey Nikki, how's it going? And she's like, good, how are you? And he's like, oh, I'm good. He's like, you and I haven't hung out much lately. And he's like, so, maybe we could go to dinner sometime. Like me and you, just us. I'm just saying maybe we could go to dinner. And then I was like, oh my God. And she just laughing. She's like, okay, we'll go to dinner. But he was just like totally trying to get that date. And I remember you were like, Jacob, what are you talking about?
He has always been very flirty. From the time he was like 5, I can't remember what church we were at. I think it was Abyssinian in Harlem where we have our apartment. And he just, sitting there and just grabbed this lady's hand and held her hand. And I elbowed Jana and I was like, and she goes, Jacob, come sit in between me and your dad. And he sits in between us. And then he puts his head on my wife's shoulder and he goes, Mom, can I sit back over there? And I went, no. He's very, very respectful and sweet kid, but he is girl crazy, man. I'm gonna have to really, really keep my eyes on him.
What is he, 16 now?
Just turned 16. The rice is starting to swell out, just a little al dente.
Okay.
Put a little bit more liquid in it
You
now.
want some more
It's
liquid?
good. No, we did.
Oh, you just did? Okay. It looks amazing.
It's ready to go.
I'm so hungry. All right, I'm gonna get us some plates. Moment of truth here. It's probably really hot. I can already taste the spices you put on this. Out of this world. Let me get a load of the shrimp.
Look at our company.
I know. He's like, wait a minute, what?
Hey, are y'all plated already without me?
I told you to get that stuff on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We got some heat.
Yeah.
It's good heat.
A little sweat running down my nose. Woo. I like the ham, and I've never done ham.
You never done ham? Mm-mm. I like it.
It might be a new Brandi addition.
Yeah. Mark, this is fantastic. I'm not gonna eat it all because I know what happens at this point. So
Then
I'm
you
gonna
have
get
to
to
take a nap.
So you know how this goes, right?
I'm gonna let you lead it.
At the end of the episode, you just gotta make whatever's in your glass disappear. But we gotta toast first. You gotta make it disappear.
All of it?
All of it. It can take you a couple times. I've given up a couple times. But this one's general. I think I can do it. Cheers, my friend. Boom. Yeah. If you're not a drinker, probably wasn't the easiest.
Man, that's that drink where you say, hey, you ain't gotta go home.
But you gotta get out.
You gotta get out.
Everybody,
Wow.
this was a great episode of Shot of Brandi. The amazing Chef Mark Henry. I was just the sous chef. I think I did a good job. We will see you next time. Make you that jambalaya. You gotta figure out the spice. I don't know it. Bye.
Ready to rock, let them haters hate on you. There's nothing that they